Hello everyone. Today we have to see the 7 golden principle of the effective design. There are some do's and don't that have to be taken care of during the game development process, which is recommended by the experienced people. So there are some 7 golden principles. We can say that. So first one golden principle is the plan for reuse. Second one is the document. First one is plan for the reuse. Second one principle is the document. Third one is the design first before implementation. Fourth one is stick to the schedule. Fifth one is fix the error early. Sixth one is control the degree of research and development. And seventh is the focus on the right area for the right amount of time. So this 7 golden principles that we have to discuss today. So first of all, see the first one golden principle, that is the reuse. So in the game development, we generally use the word reuse for just reusing the code or the component. So reuse doesn't mean only the component reuse. So the in this we can reuse the design patterns. Again, we can say that the high level design which is largely understood by all the developers. The software architecture which are adheres to the non-functional requirement such as speed, flexibility, portability, etc. So that can also be reused. So every reusable component based on their functionality, and it have its standard structure which is compatible to the respective application. As we know, most commonly reused classes across the different game project are the foundation classes. So we can say that the most of the classes that we are reusing in the different game projects, so these are the foundation classes. Again, in this we can say that in the reuse golden principle, that the developers have to use all the plugins in the early stages of the development to make a quick build. Later, if he or she is absolutely sure of another better algorithm, then those modules can be substituted in the place of plugins. From this we can understood all the reusable component use the standard architecture with known format for input and output, and this enables the modules to act as a black box, allowing the internal changes without affecting the rest of the system. So from this reuse golden principle, we can understood we are not just using the code, or we are not using the particular component which are used in the earlier game project. So with that we can use the design pattern, we can use the software architecture contains the non-functional requirements such as speed, flexibility, portability. With that we also use the reuse classes across the different game project as a foundation class, and we also use the different plugins in the early stages, and rather we can or later we can substitute these plugins into the different modules or with the better algorithm. Okay, so this is the first one golden principle of the effective design. Now come toward the second one golden principle, that is the document. So as we know, the document generally share the information with the team members. So document is an important to the overall success of the software development. So in this, the documentation and the information organization, they are, we can say that they are the integral part of the game construction. So in each and every game, the game programmer and the designer, they can generate all the required documentation associated with the game, and in this the ideas of the designer or the creator must be well documented and understandable, so that the rest of the game development team understand what is being created, right? So whenever the effective documentation is prepared, so the programmer and the game coder have a clearly articulated the ideas, and they can refer to while designing the game. We can say that we also use the game documentation as a reference tool, or the other game designer design or game designer team, they can use the game documentation of earlier game project as a reference tool. So this is about the second golden principle. Now see the third one golden principle, that is the design first before implementation. So as we know, the game design, it is an ongoing process. So it is start with the idea, it has a vision, and that vision, it is often developed into a concept. So after this, what will happen? So after this, the initial design document is created or prepared, which containing the gameplay, story, and features list. Okay, after this, we can think about the budget and the target audience. So in this, we can say that the design first before implementation, this principle, it is related with the designer. So in this, the designer can use the various scripting languages to prototype, to verify the ideas before the implementation. Again, the designer has to focus on this, on the gameplay, the design rules, the structure that will interest the player of the game. So in this, the missing element of the design are found by creating one prototype for every project, every game project, we can say that, and this reduce the risk in the production process. Therefore, we can say that the designing the game come first and the implementation comes next. Okay, so this is about the third one principle for the effective design in the game development process. Now come toward to the fourth one principle, that is the schedule task. So it is not possible to stick to a schedule every time for the various reason. We can see that the schedule is always recalibrated as the development goes on. So in this, the non-essential tasks are identified, and we can identify in that time the non-essential task, and we cut down this non-essential task. But the required features and which the required features have the higher priority over the schedule, whereas nice to have, we can say that nice to have optional features which having a lower priority than the schedule. So every time we have to create some realistic schedule for the with the use of the available resources. So in the task, we need to prepare a one realistic schedule with the available resources, and that available resources are, we can say that, the list of the reusable component, list of the tools and utilities, people. So in this people, the various game designers, programmer, artist, sound engineers, internal support system, they are involved. And the fourth one is hardware and software resources. Okay, so as we know, the technical component to build along with the platform description, it is listed, and the task in each phase is always a deliverable, and for each phase there is a milestone which is decided. So as we already aware about the phases of the development process, so in this we can see that the creation of the art design specification, it is the first one phase. Creation of game design specification, it is the second one. Create prototyping, it is the third one phase. After this, fourth one phase is requirement specification. Fifth one, system design. Sixth one, architecture design. Seventh is technical document design. After this, we are going toward the eighth phase, that is the implementation. After implementation, we have to perform the unit testing, then verification, then integration testing, and system testing. So in this, after this all phases or the major phases of the development, the deliverable are the document which pertaining to the above said design, requirements, code, and test results. Okay, so this we have already know, we have to follow this development phases, and always in the game development process, we it is not possible to stick to a schedule, and but in that case also we have to prepare one realistic schedule with the available resources. Okay, so this is it. Now see the fifth one golden principle, that is the fix error early. So the cost of generally repairing the errors, it is very large. So if we found the errors late, so it is very difficult to correct that errors, and it is very costly, we can say that. So that's why we need to find out the errors early, and we need to fix that error early. Okay, so as we know, if we are not finding the error in the early phases, so that errors can propagate if they are not fixed in the early stages. Okay, so there are some useful tips that we can follow in the development process. Okay, so first one is we need to always fix the first error for first. Often this one can correct most of the other. Second one is save the file once the error is fixed, and for each change the compile and run. Third one tip which is useful for fixing the error is testing should start in the pre-production stage itself. Fourth one error which is given, that is testing should be done as often as possible by the developer in the production stage before delivery. Okay, so this is the fifth one, golden principles that we have to follow for the effective design, and we have to use that tips for fixing the errors. Now come toward to the next one principle, that is the control the degree of research and development. So to control the degree of research by the game developer on the latest technology, the assistance for the academician can be sought. Again, in this we can say that the hardware and game consoles also need to improve to gain the high speed or the good speed. Again, the developer work on the tight schedule, and they have a very little time to try out on the untested technology, so every time they are using the tested technology, especially if the game is strictly original. Okay, so for the some sequel new technology can be tried. So the developer, there are some time, or for the short period of time, they are not going for the new technology, they are not use the new technology, and their work on the original era. Again, in this we can say that the original resources which is generally devoted to the game technical research, and that technical research can be used as a guidance. So it is always advisable to have a backup plan, and in the case of the new technology has to be tried and it is to be used. Okay, so from in this way, the developer or the game technical research or the game developer can control the degree of research and development. Now see the seventh, that is the last one, is focus on the right area for the right amount of time. So this means in a structured development methodology, the various project reviews happen at a specific and high impact point, which involving the top management. So some of the game, especially if we consider MMORG, it takes more effort to develop. So it requires the skills in the 3D modeling, 2D art, animation, client server engineering, database design, and network infrastructure. So in this network infrastructure, it can use the different protocols and security. uh, Again, in this, the visual content, it is created by the artist in the 2D and later on converted in this game to 3D scenes and models and texture maps. So, in addition to this, development team has to have a knowledge of the game world, the level design, and the game mechanics, along with what will make the game interesting. So, we have to always focus on the right area for the right amount of time. Means what we have to make, or the development team has, uh, or the development team always have to focus on making the game interesting. Okay, so therefore we can say that the project planner keep the individual team members to focus on the right area for the right amount of time. If the development process is inefficient and slow, and the product are often let to market over cost and not well aligned with the user needs. So from this different problems we can face. That's why in this focus on the right area for the right amount of time, it is specified that the project planner need to keep the individual team members to focus on the right area for the right amount of time, and they will make the game interesting. Okay, so this is all about the seven golden principles of the effective design, and thank you for watching.